Hello everybody, welcome to Know Your Money. I'm Bronwyn Wayner.
And I'm Craig Finch, and we are from Growth Financial Planning. We hope you enjoy our podcast.
Hello everybody, we have Sean back from BrightRock here, and he is going to discuss what he's really passionate about, which is one of the features of BrightRock where they help protect businesses. Can you maybe let us know what features that you do have and how they work?
Sure, thanks Bronwyn, thanks for having me. Obviously, business assurance is it's a very big component of our business, and it's a very big component of economics. You know, if you think about people that go into business together, I find it quite fascinating because we structure a buy and sell agreement, but very often those buy and sell agreements are not structured correctly. And it's, I'm not too sure if any of you are married, but I don't know if on a Friday night you take out your marriage agreement and sort of sit down with your wife and go through what you agreed to do and what, okay, is that dysfunctional?
I'm too scared to do that.
I'm kidding. Okay, but get divorced and see how all of a sudden that marriage agreement is, because it's not a marriage agreement, it's a divorce agreement, right? It's the same with business assurance. If you don't structure the stuff properly, and something happens, a partner dies in a business, and then all hell breaks loose. And if there isn't proper structured buy and sell agreements, it can result in estate duty problems. It can result in obviously business being dissolved, in order to settle the outstanding shares that are in that, or the remaining partner or the deceased partner's spouse. So we looked at that and we said, okay, what partners business assurance, okay? Obviously a life assurance policy, a disability policy. And I go back to what I've said in previous podcasts. Once again, if you've got a business insurance need, okay, so for example, a contingent liability. That contingent liability needs to be protected in the event of you being disabled or dying, okay? And what would the bank want you to have? A life policy. So just to securitize, and probably, in a lot of instances, they would want that, ceded in collateral, in a collateral session
So contingent liabilities owe money to the bank.
Yeah, owe money to the bank. Now, the thing is that let's say that contingent liabilities for 5 or 10 years, okay? I buy a life policy, again, I go back to what I've said in my previous discussions, is that policy is costed, okay, to age 110, to whole of life.
Yeah.
But my actual insurable need is for 5 years or 10 years. So with BrightRock, you can buy that need for that period of time. And as I've said before, when you come to the end of that need, all right, your premium, which is an asset, okay, it's a predictable premium, it's a fixed percentage increase, can be used, okay, to either cede that policy over to yourself, okay, and in an absolute session, and obviously capitalize your estate.
Maybe you've borrowed more money and you can use.
And if you've borrowed more money, as I've mentioned before, okay, we underwrite you in bands of 10 million. Yeah. Okay, you get access to that medical underwriting free cover. And again, these are all very unique features. And for a business person, what that means, okay, is that you're going to pay less because you're not being charged, okay, for cover that is unnecessary.
And also do medical once.
Yeah. Absolutely. The medical important. Ones, you've got access to, and as we all know, business can be stressful. Yeah. So your life, you can develop blood pressure problems.
Yeah.
I believe. So, but yeah, so that's the one side of things. That you could also have a liability that is depreciating.
Correct,
A product can do that for you again. Bearing in mind your premium is an asset, right? And you can use your conversion facility.
But maybe as a business expands, you need more cover to cover the shareholders' agreement.
Absolutely.
And in terms of the buy and sell, so you're doing that 10 million band thing. Is that just on the contingent liability, or would that also be on the buy and sell agreement?
It's on everything. So
if I've got 175,000 rand as business assurance, you're saying that there is cover up to 10 million. So if that business really starts to do well, I'm actually underwritten for up to 10.
Correct. And if you take out a 10 million and 1 rand policy, we'll underwrite you up to 20. Oh.
Okay. Which is really helpful, especially in businesses, because like you were saying, Warren, when you start up a business, it's worth 100 rand, basically. And you can take that insurance out now. But then if you, in 5 years' time, now you've put all your blood, sweat and tears and you have high blood pressure, you can't get it again. You've got that up to 10. Yeah.
And obviously, a product can structure to meet any need, be it a buy and sell agreement, be it a contingent liability. I mean, I find it fascinating, right? So if you look at key man insurance, okay, how do we underwrite key man insurance? Okay, and it differs from company to company, but generally as a rule, okay, it's your annual salary times 3. Okay, it can differ, so I don't want to be quoted on that, but we sell a whole of life policy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because if you haven't replaced a key individual,
in 3 years. Yeah.
If you haven't placed a key individual within
months,
okay, then that's not a key individual. Right? Then you're utilizing that, okay, to capitalize your business. Yeah. Okay, and that's fine. I mean, no one's saying that that's wrong or right. But again, you've just got that flexibility, as I've mentioned before, in those 3 pillars, that efficiency, flexibility, and certainty. You've got that flexibility that I think flushes through to match those business needs. We've actually developed a BrightRock for Business grid, that we have available to our advisors.
So it helps determine what cover you need initially.
Because, like, for example, business insurance, you don't need childcare need, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't need healthcare need.
Yes.
It's very often capitalized in nature. Yeah.
The way you described it earlier is how you create a profile for people. Do you do the same thing for a business? Is it personalized to the business?
Yeah.
Same idea, same concept.
Same concept. We also provide ancillary support services. So we work with 2 very experienced attorneys. The one is an estate specialist. The other is obviously a business assurance specialist. We work with advisors because I find it quite fascinating. And forgive me if I'm sounding judgmental here. I'm not an advisor. I'm very passionate about advice and about advice giving. And contrary to a lot of people's thinking, I think advice giving is going to become more and more important in time. People have this plethora of information, hitting them. I mean, gifts and stuff, all kinds of social media. Okay, I look at my kids. I mean, it's a great babysitter because when I arrive home, I don't even know they're there. Okay, they're stuck with their face with a blue screen on it, right? But the reality is, people with access to a glut of information now need someone to sort through that information. And very often I find that people are quite flippant about their buy and sell agreements.
Or they have the policy, but they don't have the actual buy and sell agreement in place.
That's most.
It's correct. And as I said before, I'm no advisor and I'm no lawyer. Okay, but I look at some of the buy and sells I see, and all I see is an accident. Coming down the road. So we do try and provide access to professional services, because it is worthwhile. I say to any business person, spend money on getting this right. It's like, when I got married, and maybe I shouldn't say this in public, but when I got married, okay, so my first wife, okay, her father said, get married in a community of property. Okay, I didn't know what that meant. I just liked this girl. Okay, boy, did I learn. Okay, what it meant when we got divorced. I lost everything. So again, I use the analogy of a marriage, okay, because it is when you're in a partnership.
Definitely.
In business, it's a marriage.
Yeah.
So one must be, very serious about it, and again, that is why I place so much emphasis, because a lot of the times people will just print off an average buy and sell agreement off the internet, or they'll get some illegal advisor at a law firm who's not going to stand in a court of law and defend.
Go to an attorney, get it done properly.
Get it done properly. And structure a proper business assurance solution that can match that need.
Exactly, and your circumstances.
And that's exactly what we're about.
Yeah. And that's the whole point of our podcast, is all of those things. We talk about how you are married, what is a buy and sell, and then all of that is based on then using a provider that is thinking the same way and being able to give that to our clients.
Great.
Thanks very much, guys.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Sean,
Sean.
thanks for that. Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website, www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.